So he cheated on you, and you have a multitude of questions, and you're feeling devastated right now, and you're like, why? So we're going to talk about that today, why men cheat. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a conversation, and this conversation may be triggering. And some of the reasons why a man cheats may be different than what you initially think. Now, I know many of you are going through a litany of questions in your mind, like, what's wrong with me? Or am I not good enough? Or what did I do wrong? The truth is you didn't do anything wrong. None of it revolves around you. Okay, I want to start with that conversation. But having said that, what I want to do is I want to teach you some things. Now, it's going to be triggering to some of you. I get it. But my job is to give you the information and help you decipher through this in a way that is best for you. But the most important question, I would say the most prevalent question that people have is, why? Why did they do it? Why did they betray my trust? Why? And so we're going to answer that today, and I'm going to give you 6 reasons that men cheat. Now, none of the reasons are okay. It's never okay to cheat. Let me start by saying that. It's never okay. If you feel like it's something that you want to do, go outside and be outside of your relationship, then have that conversation with the person you're with. But that's not always what people do. And men do it, women do it. So I don't want to sit here and act like it's just, one gender or another. People do it. People do it for a number of reasons. But what I want to do is break down the psychological reasons why men cheat. All right. And if you're ever going to restore, rebuild the relationship, you got to know why. You got to know why it happened. So over the next few minutes, and I'm not going to rush, but over the next few minutes, we're going to talk about why men cheat. And at the end of this, I want to say this. If you need help navigating these waters, I want you to reach out to me through whatever social media platform that you're listening to. And if you need to navigate your emotions, you need to get through it, you need to find a way to let go and move forward, then I have an academy that will help you do that. All right, so let's get started. Number one, the number one reason. Let me say this before I give you these. They are in no particular order, but I'm going to give you them based on statistics, right? So when I say number one, it may not be number one for you. It may not be the number one reason why your guy cheated, but number one based on statistics. And so I'm going to give you the top 6 of them and what we're going to do. And what I do, listen, not only do I tell you what, I tell you why. If I tell you what to do in my coaching, I always tell you why. I am not one of those people who go into, telling you that men are terrible, women are terrible. No, I don't do that. What I do, my job is to help repair relationships. Okay? Fair? All right, here we go. Number one reason that men cheat is unfulfilled sexual desire. Now, some of you listening, you might say, well, I don't have time to do it. I got the kids. I've got work. I've got all of these things that I'm doing. And yeah, we used to do it before we had the kids. And yeah, we used to have sex all of the time. And we used to do it multiple times at night and all of that. But that has waned as life has become more present. And the things that we have to do, we have more distractions. So I want you to understand this. I want you to understand that men, because of biology, all right, now listen to what I'm saying, biology. I'm not saying it's right. Again, never justifying any of this. When a man feels like this whole idea of his sexual desire not being fulfilled, that is a need that we have, a biological need, all right? Because we are filled with testosterone, we must release that. If man did not have testosterone, then what? He'd just have a piece of meat between his legs and he wouldn't want to do anything with it. We'd just walk around. He wouldn't be attracted. But because of that, he needs that release. Now, if he's in a relationship, I'm going to tell you a couple of things that you probably should know. Now listen to me carefully. Men use sex to connect with their partner. Ooh, women want to be connected to have sex. Now, wait a minute, coach, what do you mean? So when a man is in a relationship with you, what sex does, not only does it give him a release, what it does is it gets him more connected. And now you might say, well, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because I don't feel like doing it. He said some stuff that I didn't like. I get that. I do. I get it. Because what did I just say? The women are opposite. And y'all, this is not in every case. This is not absolute. But for the majority of people that I've surveyed, the thousands that I've coached, and the studies suggest that, hey, women like to connect, then have sex when they're in a relationship. A man likes to have sex to connect in the relationship. And when his woman isn't having sex with him, he feels disconnected. I'm just saying. And so that desire for sex, that unfulfilled sexual desire is, number one, it helps him release biologically. And number two, it gives him a sense of connection. Number two is need for validation. Now, what do I mean by need for validation? You know, you ever heard men, a lot of times, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something, and you might have been a victim of this. A man saw you out. Y'all saw each other out, right? And both of y'all were attracted to each other. And the man made a calculation. He got a woman at home, right? But he's thinking, you looking good. And he's thinking, I want to see if I still got it. I still got it. And that's a real thing. Now, and I'm going to break down what it is, actually. And he said, I'm going to see if I still got it, if I'm still attractive to someone else other than my partner. Well, that's a deeper need, and I'm about to get into it. But before I do, I'm going to tell you the other thing. Let's say you're out, and all of a sudden, you make eye contact with him. Boom, y'all lock eyes. And then he's thinking, I want to go on the hunt. I haven't been on the hunt in a long time. I ain't been in a long time. So I want to see if I can get her, there's attractiveness, but can I secure her? All right. Now what happens? What's going on here? The number two thing that is going on is a need for validation. The need for validation in a man is strong, as it is in a woman. But you ever been on, when they say a man has a midlife crisis, you know what's going on. All it is he has a need to be validated like he did once when he was younger. So that validation is, if I can get you to be interested in me, if I can secure your attraction, then that makes me feel validated. It makes me feel like my self-worth is higher. Again, we're not talking about right or wrong. I'm just saying that is the reason why many times and we're going to talk about that on the third need, where I tell women to validate your man's emotional needs. But we're going to get into that in the third one. But so this whole idea, if I still got it, this midlife crisis, it's all about validation. He may not even like her, love her, anything like that. It has nothing to do with her or you. She's just the target. And so if he gets her, he feels good about himself. He feels validated. Again, we're not talking about right or wrong. I'm just telling you what is. Number three. The third thing is a man cheats because of unmet emotional needs. What do I mean by that? Here's the thing about men. I want you to understand. The number one thing that men want is, besides peace, we won't talk about that, but they want appreciation. They want to know that I'm going out doing things for our family. I'm going out doing things for you. And I know we have the mundane things of life that we get into and that we deal with. And you like, I ain't got time to be praising you for everything you do. But I want you to be cautious about something. A lot of times we tell people in relationships, men do it, women do it, we all do it. We focus on what a person isn't versus what they are. We tell a person what they're not doing versus what they're doing. We tell them, well, you don't spend enough time with the children. Well, you don't bring home enough money. And all the person hears is what I'm not doing, where I'm not living up, where I'm not leveling up. But instead, what we want to do is meet their emotional needs by appreciating them, by praising them for the things that they do. Like, for instance, I teach people, and some people looking at this video are going to say, why should I have to praise them? Do I have to baby them? I'm not their mother. I know what you're saying. I already know what you're going to say. I'm just simply trying to tell you what's going to work in a relationship. And instead of saying, you say, you know what, baby, I love the way that you pour into the children. I love it when you pick them up. I love it when you speak positive light into them. I love it. That one comment will do a lot to elevate him and what he's thinking about himself. But many women have that power. Now, a lot of men who don't get that, they seek that other places. They seek that. Think about it. The side piece, right? The side piece, it's a safe haven. The side piece gonna always tell you everything you're doing right. Right? And I'm not saying you gotta go around just talking about, oh, you're doing this and you're doing that, and because you want to placate the man. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about sincere appreciation about the things that he does. And so what the side piece does, and I'm gonna do a whole video of the psychology of the side piece. That's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be good right there. The psychology of the side piece. But here's the thing I want you to understand is when you meet his emotional needs, the question is, how do you meet a man's emotional needs? Number one, you meet a man's emotional needs by, again, praising him for what he does and not what he doesn't do. Number two, you also meet his emotional needs, helping him talk about his dreams. What do you desire? What is something? Because most couples, the longer they've been in the relationship, they don't talk about deep conversations. The other day, my wife says, what do you want to do with your company? What do you see yourself 3 years? And I was like, wow. And the conversation just flowed. And I told her, I said, thank you for asking me, because to be able to share my heart with somebody, especially somebody that I love like that, it was the most refreshing thing that I've seen in a long time. All right. Number four, the reason why men cheat is because they're selfish. They just flat out selfish and impulsive means they're immature. That means that, it was, I always tell people it was high opportunity, low involvement. Went on a trip. She was on a trip. All right. I ain't have to do anything. We hooked up, and that's what it was. It was impulsive. And not that I ever considered what was going on. It's just, the truth is, I didn't really care. I was just selfish, not thinking she ain't gonna find, my lady's not gonna find out. My wife's not gonna find out. And so it was a high opportunity, low involvement, boom, I did it. Now, the reason why this is important, because it's kind of like the thing when somebody says your character is defined when nobody's looking. Your character is defined when a person can't obtain anything from you. When you have nothing to gain, what do? How do you act? And when you look at the person and you look at their behavior and their character. Now, I tell my wife all the time, one of the ways all of us, no one is immune to temptation. Not you, not me. But what you have to do is, the reason why you know you're not selfish or self-centered is because you put measurements in place. You put quantitative things in place for protection of yourself. I got over 1 million women followers. You know what I do? If somebody inboxes me and I think it's inappropriate, you know what I do? I send it to my wife. I show my wife. That is because I know anybody can get got. I'm no fool. And so what do? Hey, look at this, honey. Look at this. Look at this. And so it's my measure of accountability. And so one of the things I teach people in their relationship is putting a measure of accountability. Now, Granted, if he's impulsive, if he's selfish, if he doesn't give a damn whether you see it or not, if he's going to do it anyway, that's a part of his nature. It's not like, ooh, I stumbled and I failed. No, it's a part of your nature because you've done it multiple times. I'm just being honest, y'all. A mistake is I did it one time. I was remorseful about it. I told you about it. I'm sorry. But if you've done it 10 times and you just got caught, come on, that's not remorse. You're just remorseful that you got caught. You're just mad because you got caught. Oh, you're just upset because you got caught. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. All right. Number 5. And this one is where people going to get triggered. Societal conditioning. Men cheat because of societal conditioning. So think about it like this. Think about it like this. Let's say you 5 or 6 years old. You have a little son. And y'all gonna hear what I'm gonna say. You got a son, 5 or 6 years old. And then what do when you ask him, you got a girlfriend? You got a little girlfriend? And he says, I got 2 girlfriends at school. And what do we say? Yeah, way to go, little buddy. You are the man. You are the man. Y'all know I'm talking about it. You might have did it too. All right. Your uncle did it. Your dad did it. You are the guy. And but let me tell you the danger in that. The danger in that is we are conditioning young boys to see that, I got a reward. I got praise for having multiple women. I got praise. Now I want you to think about, unbeknownst to you, you may have done this. Now, and what do we do just to counter that for the little girl? If she said, I got 2 boyfriends, you'd be like, heck, no, we don't do that. And so what we do is suppress her sexuality and suppress that, whereas we encourage that with men. Society does that. And then as we get older, what happens? All of these young men have been conditioned the same way. And then what do we say? Oh, you hitting 2, you hitting 3. Oh, you hitting her too. You the man. You are, ooh. Y'all, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you what's going on with people. And then to stay faithful, y'all, it is a choice. It is a choice. And then what you do is so we have these conditionings, these patterns we created emotionally and mentally. And what people have to do, that is why I tell people, you have to get coaching. You have to get therapy on what you've been conditioned to do. And if you're with somebody who is a perpetual cheater, who just keeps cheating, there is something inside them that they're not going to change unless they get help. They're not. And you staying with them, you looking at their phone, where'd you go? You turning on your location. All of that does nothing, but you think it helps secure you and what you're thinking. But it doesn't do anything to change your behavior, because the change of behavior comes from the inside, not on the outside. It is an internal job, not an external job. Do you follow me? And last but not least, men cheat because they want to feel something different. They want to feel something different. They want new excitement. You think about it. Y'all used to do it everywhere. Y'all used to do it everywhere, in the car, in the park, any chance outside of the road. But now life is boring. And neither one of you want to put any excitement in it. You don't want to go on trips. You just want to come home Friday, Sunday, watch the game, and she go to bed and she on her phone looking at TikTok, and y'all have no connection, no excitement. And the thing is, he's asking you, he said, look, just drop down, suck me off. Okay, I said it. Yes. But then you like, oh, I ain't doing that. And then what you're saying is, but you've got into this mundane trap of thinking we don't have to invest in the relationship. We don't have to invest in the emotional appeal. The same thing that got you is the same thing gonna keep you, right? If there is no excitement in the relationship, that's a 2-party thing. But you gotta want to institute that as well. If you bored, a lot of men cheat because they bored. A lot of men cheat because there is no excitement. And the side piece, she offers that excitement. She calling you, where you at? Wait, what are you doing? What you doing right now? Come over here. I'm over my grandma's house. I want you to come down. And you go downstairs and you whack off and you get the nearest sock, towel, or whatever, and the excitement is there. But you don't want to put in the excitement because you're like, I got the kids. I don't want to be excited. Well, I want to leave you with this. I want to leave you with something. Is make the main thing the main thing. So a lot of time, the relationship is the main thing. But what do? We make something else the main thing. We don't invest in the relationship anymore. We don't. So what I want you to do is look at your relationship, look at these 6 things that I've told you, and look where it falls, and try to find out what caused, and try to have a deeper conversation. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on this kind of thing. I might want to do a video on why women cheat. But it's about, y'all, helping people rebuild, restore, and build something new in their relationships. I'll see you on the next one.